Hello everyone, hope you are all having an absolutely wonderful day. My name is FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Missing Time, where we'll be getting to the second bad ending for Chiharu and her good ending in this game. Break couldn't come sooner. Listening to the teacher drone on about equations was maddening. Who would ever need calculus in a real life situation? Some of us do. Dashing out of the classroom, I can't wait for Chiharu's lunch to soothe my woo. A mixture of feelings hits me, however, when I spot Shizeo and Ember inside with Chiharu. There is relief, a drop of confusion, curiosity, and something else I can't quite put my fingers on. Are you sure you're okay? I'm right as rain. What, were you worried? I can handle myself, Chiharu. Still, that guy is a bully, and you just walked off with him. I tried calling you, but you never answered either, so... Don't worry. Shizeo dealt with him. She won't tell you how she dealt with him, but she dealt with him. Shizeo's expression softens. Is it just me, or does it look like she is at a loss for words? Clearing her throat, she brandishes a shiny fountain pen, the very same one she was eyeing when we were in the bookstore. I'm fine, see? Even got a nice little trinket for my trouble. Huh? Where did you get that? Hello to you too. Why, the nice gentleman got it for me, of course. After all, you must treat your lady with gifts, even if the date has been rather abrupt. Ember, who has been listening on the conversation, suddenly chimes in. Who are you talking about? The residential bully. You know who it is. Ah, he's in my class. He didn't show up today. Was he causing you issues? You have no idea what she did to him, Ember. You have no idea. In a few words, I summarised the events to Ember, but she doesn't get angry as I thought she would. Instead, Emma thumbs her chin and humming. I see. What happened to him then? Surely you wouldn't let a potential stalker go free to sulk around. A ghost of a smirk passes Shizeo's lips. Before being replaced with her ever mischievous expression. But of course you'd be thrilled to know that I've convinced their gang members that he was going to report them to the police, so they've probably beaten him to a pulp. Plus I've gathered enough evidence against him and presented him to the headmaster. The school is probably working on expelling him right now. Whoa, Shizeo. That's... well done. Aho. I'm expecting rumours to be flying come Wednesday the latest. You tried to get him expelled? Yep. Nobody messes with my friends if I have anything to say about it. You're damn right, Shizeo. Glad you got that creep taken care of. Honestly though, you should have let me... No, Ember, if you would have dealt with him, he would have been on another continent right now. Not because he took a plane there, but he definitely took another form of air travel, called the number of miles that you would have punched him away from us, Ember, for goodness sakes. Honestly, you should have let me take care of him. I'd rough him up with a bit before further punishments. Is it just me, or is everyone aside from Chiharu is acting a bit strange? Say something. Yes. Especially Shizeo. Even though she's acting all playful, I can sense something vicious under all her words. And Ember is acting surprisingly calm, not brandishing her usual brand of protectiveness. This is where the ploys really begin. Feeling a tad uncomfortable at my observations, I know what possesses me to give Shizeo a slight smile. Aren't you just full of surprises? She turns, her broad, smug grin fades into a smirk, the corner of her lips twisted up almost cruelly. I'm not sure about me, but you certainly are, Flare. What do you mean? What do you mean, Shizeo? So what are you having today, Chiharu? Oh, just some muffins and chilies, nothing special. You're kidding! Muffins are awesome! She pauses, needing a moment to rein herself in. Not like I like anything cute, but you know, muffins are cool. I stifle a chuckle when Chiharu looks a bit concerned. Shizeo snorts, elbowing Ember's side. Having internal crisis over there? No. Well, I don't mind sharing. Exactly. As tempting as that offer is, Ember promised to help me out with something earlier, so we got a pass. Right, Ember? Yes, I wonder where you're going. I wonder where you're going, Shizeo. What? Oh yeah, right. Very suspicious indeed. And only learning the full game now do we realise what Shizeo is reeling Ember in for. Another prime target. Ah, that's a shame. Well, I can bring you some after class. That notion lights Ember up immediately. Ah, you're a real angel, you know. I mean, thanks. That's really cool of you. Shizeo rolls her eyes, linking arms with Ember and dragging her away. I watch the two disappear around the corner. Another surge of odd feelings creep through my body. Is it just me, or are those two dynamics really off today? Ember seems awkward, well, more awkward with her mouth than usual. And Shizeo behaves rather callous. Is that even the right word? Not far from it. Heinous, I was about to go for. I'm about to ask for Chiharu's opinion, but she beats me to it. Well, at least those two get along well. Yeah, too well. I swallowed back what I was about to say, nodding. Chiharu was so sad this morning. There's no point bringing her mood down when she finally perks up. I think calling for a vacation is a great idea. Maybe the sunshine and beach will get their heads out of the cases. I hope so too. Good news is, everyone agreed to the vacation idea. Really? Well, even Emery agreed? I didn't think it would have gone that smoothly, especially not with Emery, but Chiharu looks excited. Can you believe none of them have ever had an out-of-town vacation before? I mean, I can't believe Emery hasn't because of it. Sorry, I can believe because Emery hasn't. I mean, I can believe Emery hasn't because of her duties, but Emery and Shizeo too? Nah, that's a surprise. They both seem outgoing and adventurous. It's no wonder they jumped at the chance. Oblivious to my concerns, Chiharu rattles on. A smile on her pretty lips. Emery took a bit of convincing, but she caved in the end. That sounds great, Chiharu. Of course you'd be the only one who could pull this off. No biggie. I'm just glad everyone will be able to have a chance to relax. Indeed. Ah, Chiharu. And even better news, my parents gave me the thumbs up. We have the whole villa free to us. That makes me do a double take. It's no secret that Chiharu's family is loaded. This vacation villa she is talking about is on a private island. By giving us the whole villa to ourselves, they essentially gave us the entire island for vacation. The prospect of being alone on a sandy beach with full cold burns my cheeks. Oh dear. Is this what we call an anime setup? You know, one guy, a bunch of girls. Chiharu, what did you do to make them agree? Well, they think I'm grown up and mature enough to take care of myself, and... She suddenly becomes beet red, dropping her gaze and mumbling under her breath. Huh? Nothing. Flare, should we make a group chat for vacation planning? I'll blink at her out of a blue embarrassment and change the subject, but I don't want to upset her. Yeah, sure. Alright. Lunch goes well enough, considering Chiharu's vastly improved mood. Even though I still have my doubts, I couldn't bring myself to burden her with that weight. Paranoid and dark thoughts aren't going to fix anything, as both Ember and Emery have proven, and I'd rather not drag my best friend down that path. Seeing Chiharu's smile is a blessing on its own. As long as she can keep smiling that way, I don't mind going to the extra mile to make her happy. Indeed. Some time before exam week. Wah, I don't like revising. Shush, quiet, Flare. Right, sorry. Wow, I hate revising. Would be terrible if we get kicked out of the library. I'll feel especially guilty because Chiharu is the responsible one. But we have been sitting here for so long, if I didn't stretch and yawn, I'd turn into a statue. Your muscles become all rigid. Closing her book, Chiharu rubs under her eyes. It's okay, I'm super tired too. Yeah, exam week is always so harsh. You tell me. We've been at this for the past week. I shift through our notes. Not having the strength to even groan, literature is going to kill me. Not only are we required to read a bunch of modern literature titles, but we also have to compare them to the classic ones. Oh great, I don't know, let's say William Shakespeare? Exams are going to suck. Big time. Hell starts this Monday and it's Friday already. I'm not going to be able to cram all of this in my head over the weekend. Pushing the book away, I sigh dejectedly. Chiharu looks up from her own, worrying her bottom lip. In a normal circumstance, I'd have find that cute, but I'm just too tired right now to care. I think we should stop for the day. Any more and both of us will probably kneel over. Oh, thank you. Just what the words I always wanted to hear. Slumping over, I groan into my folded arms. It's tempting to leave right now, but if I stay home on the weekend, I'll probably just shriek my duties and play video games with Ember all day. Shizeo has been missing from our hangouts lately. Girl wasn't kidding when she said she scored third on the entrance exam. I don't know which is more alarming, the fact that Shizeo actually gets blank about studying, or Ember doesn't give a blank about it. Then again, Ember has been getting grumpier lately, and according to Chiharu, has been stress eating a lot. Yeah, that news is very fresh to us. Maybe Ember is affected by the impending exams after all. Also, that explains why Lord Chiharu's experimental food scraps is no longer go to me. Those two have been hanging out an awful lot lately. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. You know full well I'm not going to be studying when I'm alone. I can't read this boring stuff without falling asleep. Chiharu sighs. Maybe it's just me, but I sense a note of exasperation the way she looks at me. But you have to get through it. If you fail literature, it will bring your overall score tumbling down. Can't help it. Most of this isn't what I pick for a read. The only time I actually read them is with you, Chiharu, and it's because you insist that I do. She insists because she cares. She is the most caring friend that one could ever have. Another sigh. Chiharu furrows her brows in a way that suspiciously reminds me of my mother. Even so, she can't help but look adorable with her unkempt hair sticking out in every direction and a blush on her cheeks. Okay, how about you come over to my place on Saturday to study? Oh, this might turn out interesting. Ho ho! Are you asking me to a study date? As expected, her cheeks flare up to a deep crimson at my teasing. You know, the amount of times that developers have put the word flare in the game makes me feel suspicious. But still, it is a good word to use at this point in time. When something just goes from pale to bright red, that in a way is definitely flaring up. Huh? No, it's a study at my house, not a date. He doesn't like the word date, or feels embarrassed about the word date. Her squeaky makes a few other students turn and give her the stink eye. Chiharu deflates, blushing furiously. Oh my gosh, why do you have to say such embarrassing things again? Chiharu pouts, holding a book over her head as if it could hide her from the rest of the world. Makes me grin. I have to admit, being friends with Ember brings out a more confident side to Chiharu. Before, she wouldn't be able to string up half a coherent word to speak to me after such bold teasings. It's entertaining in an endearing way, but I don't want to stress Chiharu any further. Alright, I'm down with that. Okay, come over at 2. What, in the morning? No, I'm just kidding. In the afternoon. In the afternoon. For some reason, I feel a bit restless before going to Chiharu's place. It's just like any other time, right? I've done this plenty of times before. I can't let my own dumb joke get to me. This would just be, well, dumb. Or be just well dumb. Either way it works. but I also can't deny that Chiharu and I have been getting closer since the year started. I would have to be blind to say that my feelings for her haven't changed from our sweet childhood memories. Feeling somewhat conscious of myself, I make sure I am dressed clean and nice before leaving home, knowing Chiharu's mom is back in town for a few days. Why am I getting so worked up? I've met Chiharu's parents multiple times. Well, before I moved away at least, but Chiharu's mom is a lot more easygoing than her dad. What the heck? Why am I so nervous all of a sudden? Squaring my shoulders, I brush off my excessive thoughts and ring the front comm. After a beep with some muffled stumbles, Chiharu's voice comes through on the other end. Hello? Hey, it's me. Everything okay in there, Chiharu? Oh, you're early. Should I come back later? Oh, no, just a minute. She seems a bit jumpy today, isn't she? I stroll through the massive automatic gate and walk up to the mansion's opening door. It is here that Chiharu waves at me. Sheepish, I blink. It seems like she has dressed up nicely for today, but a smear of something on her cheek, a flower stain on her sweater, and her mismatched slippers ruin the image. But she is still our best friend after all, so it doesn't matter if she wears 2 different coloured socks. Hello. Flare! Hi! Oh, hey, everything okay, Chiharu? Yes, Flare, hello dear, it's been a while. Returning Chiharu's mum's hug, I can't help but feel a bit awkward as I side-eye Chiharu. How are you, Miss Inichiwara? So polite. I told you many times, just call me Yagami. Come in. Chiharu's blush grows deeper, stuttering as her mum ushers me inside. Wait, Mom? Oh my. What is it? The kitchen looks like a whirlwind has torn through it. There are smears on the stove, scraps of food strewn about, and dirty dishes all around. They say that a dirty kitchen is a sign of a successful meal. The more you know. Getting over her initial surprise, Chiharu's mom folds her arms and gives Chiharu a stern look. Chiharu, what happened in here? Ah, Chiharu looks like she is about to crawl into a pot and die there. A human-sized pot. I was making some snacks for the studies to study while we eat. For the studies date. To study while we eat. Snacks for study. If Chiharu grows any redder, she'll probably pass out. Oh dear. Oh honey, I know you like cooking, but you have to remember to clean up after yourself, okay? Chiharu mumbles an apology under her breath, face steaming, taking pity on her I speak up. Here, let me help you with that. Okay, thanks. Aw, this is too cute. It's like when you two were kids again. Mom. Aw, bless Chiharu. I'll leave you to it. Study hard. It doesn't take long to revert the kitchen back to its spotless state. After getting over her stutters, Chiharu explains that she got too immersed in her cooking that when I rang the doorbell she got startled and made a mess of the kitchen. For goodness sakes, never come early. Chiharu, once calmed down, falls right back into her elements. The spread she makes us isn't anything fancy, but sure is mouth-watering. Banana muffins, vanilla shortbread. Wait, what the heck? How many different things do we need? Banana muffins, vanilla shortbread, strawberry crumpets, and rose hip apple tea to tie in with the flavours. I hope we never into the garden, grinning. Ah. This right here is a wonderful sight. The garden, the well-kept garden, and our childhood friend. Ah, this is why I love spending time with you. Blushing, Chiharu nudges me. You really need to stop saying all these embarrassing things. They're not embarrassing, they're a reflection of our friendship, our lifelong friendship. And we all know you only stick with me because of the food. Hey! You're not entirely wrong. Is it meant to be a joke? I could tell, but there's a note of self-deprecation in her voice. I sober up immediately. Chiharu, You know that's not true. I care for you. Aww. Thank you. She pours each of us a cup of tea, but it's obvious Chiharu's mood is still troubled. There's been changes to this, hasn't there? Because we only have one option. There'd be another option where we don't press about the incident. But this time around, there is only one option. Or maybe the other one is hidden. You know, you have options that are invisible to click on, but then you have options that are there but are just damn right straight invisible. Like for example, when we're at home, we could either select to have Emery if we chose her path, or we could select Ember on her path, or we could select check the USB or whatever that choice was. So maybe that is for this case, and there might be more specific choices I need to make in the game prior to get to this part while not talking about the incident. It has been a while, but it seems like Chiharu still hasn't quite gotten over that night. I don't blame her. It has been quite the traumatic event. Imagine seeing the event but through her eyes. But with how vehemently Chiharu has been avoiding the subject and with everything else going on, it's difficult to bring up. I know we need to talk about it eventually. Hey Chiharu. Yeah? Bringing this up is tough. Like Chiharu, I don't want to relive the memories of that night either. But Jasmine's death is still fresh in my mind. I can't help but wonder if me finding Chiharu on that night was more fortunate than we initially thought. Chiharu, there's no easy way to say this, but we need to talk. Chiharu stares at me, confusion and worry etched in her expression. Flare, what is it? I scoot over, putting a reassuring hand on her arm. Chiharu, I know you told me you don't want to talk about this, and trust me, I don't want to either. But I know you. I can see that the events of that night have been affecting you. But, Flare... I know you're scared, Chiharu. I am too. But bottling up and ignoring it isn't going to help. Squeezing her arm, I try to look into Chiharu's downcast eyes. We don't have to talk about it now if you don't want to. But I just want you to know that I'm here for you, Chiharu. Okay? Flare? I have expected her to be shaken talking about this subject. I didn't expect Chiharu to slump down, covering her face with her hands. Ah, sniffles escape, and so do her tears. Flare, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Like, who wouldn't be? Oh, Chiharu. Tentatively, I put an arm over her trembling shoulders. Pulling Chiharu to my chest, she catches at my shirt, whimpering. I'm so tired. Every night I get nightmares, and I get so jumpy. I can't be alone. With the dam broken, Chiharu can't seem to stop. With all this torrent of emotions, there isn't anything else I could do besides holding her close. I'm so sorry, Flare. I don't want you to see me like this. What do you mean, Chiharu? It's perfectly normal to be scared. So why? I don't want you to think I'm a kid. Hey, these moments in this game have made a grown man cry, and that is perfectly okay. It is okay to cry, Chiharu. Kids, adults, we can cry, we can let out our emotions. It's what you're doing right now, you're not bottling it up because you're letting out your emotions. I think though that this scene though has seen a little bit of an improvement when it comes to seeing more to Chiharu than we wouldn't normally let on. So I'll give the developers point for improving this particular scenario. I want to be strong enough. Taking it back, it takes me a few moments to gather my bearings. Why is she saying these things? Is she ashamed of herself for being scared? Chiharu, This has nothing to do with being a kid or not. Everyone gets scared. Everyone can cry. Especially after something so traumatic. I don't want you to think less. Why would we think less of you? Choked up, Chiharu shudders in my arms. Unable to finish the sentence, something twists painfully in my chest. I should have pushed her to talk about this earlier. Chiharu is in a state because of me. Not only is she terrified of the incident, but she is afraid of burdening me and making me think she is unable to handle herself. And everyone has their own psychosis to deal with. Some of us unfortunately are unable to know what to do with such emotions. I was in a similar state in May and in June. Like losing my family, not all my family, but losing my grandfather, my cousin, and my dog in 3 consecutive months. Like, I didn't know how to handle those emotions. I didn't let out my emotions. I bottled myself. And I didn't know what to do with myself from there. So over time, the stress just builds up. Yeah. I have never in my life ever felt so guilty. I'm sorry, Chiharu. I should have been there for you sooner. Chiharu, you're my best friend. I know what happened, and yet we sat like that, cling onto each other. Chiharu's quiet hiccups die down gradually, but her grip on my shirt is still so tight, I'm afraid she might hurt her hands. I pet Chiharu's hair gently, waiting for her to calm down. I'm sorry too, Flare. You're right. I shouldn't have tried to ignore it. It's okay, Chiharu. It was a horrible experience. Neither of us really knew how to deal with it. I didn't want to bother you. And I don't want to make myself a fool. Either. Chiharu, I told you, I'm your best friend. You're supposed to bother me with this. And I wouldn't call it bothering. I would call it sharing. I was there. There's nothing stupid about this, Chiharu. I just thought, just once, I can handle something on my own. Everyone knows how to carry themselves, you know. You don't know that, Chiharu. You don't know what internal battles other people are dealing with. Just because it may appear solid on the outside, doesn't mean that they're solid on the inside. And to be honest, none of us are entirely solid on the inside. We all could tame a beating heart, a beating brain, 2 working lungs, and everything else could be differing, but we still have the same core values when it comes to the end of the day. Our brains, though, they're the things that operate differently psychologically. Ember, Emery, Shizeo, they're all so mature and strong, and I'm just, you know. I pull back to stare at Chiharu, shocked. Chiharu, but none of them is you. You're caring. You're nice. Hell, you're the nicest person I know. It doesn't matter how mature and strong you think you are. They are not you, Chiharu. And how you deal with this has nothing to do with them. Alright. Taking a deep breath, Chiharu curls into herself a little, still avoiding my eyes. I honestly don't know how to deal with it. I'm scared, Flare, with Jasmine. I've been so scared since, what if whatever caught me decided to go after me again? Finish the job. Don't say that. I tighten my arms around her. All words of reassurance die in my throat. What if? I'm scared, Flare. None of us want that. None of us want to die. But do you want to live forever? Because I think that is a fate worse than death. Living forever. Living through everything. Everything. your children, your great-grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren. You will see all of them and all the generations after that. You'll be visiting all their funerals. You'll be holding the weight of those emotions inside you, and every single one of them will be just as painful as the next. You won't. The words catch at the tip of my tongue. Yeah, what could I possibly do? Chiharu's been taken once, without any of us noticing. What can I do? What can I hope to do if that thing comes back to snatch her away again? But I have to try. I don't know how, but I have to try. Listen, Chiharu. Whenever you're feeling scared or having a nightmare, no matter the time, I want you to call me, okay? Or just text. Just let me know. I don't want you to have to deal with that alone. That explains the phone call later on, at 3 AM. Flare! And I mean it. Even if it's the middle of the night. Call me. I got your back, okay? I'm sorry. I don't want to bot. Hey now. You're not supposed to say sorry. Say yes. Or maybe thank you. There's nothing to be sorry about. Flare? Okay. I want you to promise me to do just that, okay? Okay. Thank you, Flare. Relieved that she finally agrees, I give her shoulder another squeeze. Chiharu will never have to deal with this alone again if I can help it. We get on with our studies, mostly in science due to our initial awkwardness. As I go over my notes with Chiharu, I can't help but chance glances. There appears to be darker circles under her eyes. It's from where she's been having nightmares and waking up earlier. The perpetual warmth in her cheeks are gone, making Chiharu appear unusually haggard. If you get tired, just let me know, okay? Okay, but we only started though. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that this is hard on you too, so stop when you need to, okay? Alright. We continue on, but there is a slight smile to Chiharu's lips now. She looks livelier, which is a massive relief. What's the difference between fiction and fantasy? Aren't they basically the same word? Nah. Fiction is something that can happen in real life but hasn't, or it can intertwine with fantasy. Fantasy is something that could never exist because it is something that cannot be fabricated in the real world. Fiction, non-fiction. Fiction, non-fiction. That's how I separated my view about fiction and fantasy, is because one of them can be real life, but it's not, because those exact events have not transpired. Anyways, I'm getting off tangent. No, they're not. Fantasy is a subgenre of fiction. If you turn to page 6, there should be an explanation. Alright, thanks. Despite the overall tiredness and dread for the incoming exams, we managed to push through most of the requested materials over the afternoon. What surprised me though is Ember, who decides to text Chiharu halfway through the study session. Sorry, she's just wondering about, Chiharu gestures at the books in front of her sheepishly. Interestingly enough, her blush seems to darken the more text Ember sends. You and Ember are really close, huh? Oh, yeah. Guess Ember only acts cool about the exams. She's probably just as flustered about them as us. Wasn't there a bit in the game where Ember texts us instead of Chiharu? And she was like, go get him, Tiger. Somehow that comment manages to make Chiharu blush harder. Aww. It's probably what is on Ember's text that makes her blush. Is everything okay? Huh? Yes, everything is great. Why do you ask? Okay, now that is definitely suspicious. I narrow my eyes. It's like Fry from Futurama. You know that meme? Chiharu's eyes widen. Or Chiharu's widen. Clutching her phone like if it's a lifeline. Are you guys making fun of me? No, why would I, prove it. What? Ah, definitely suspicious. Prove that you aren't making fun of me. Chiharu does her eyes around, panic evident on her face. Seriously, I promise we're not making fun of you. Her phone dings again, and the tiniest squeak escapes Chiharu as she glances down and uses that opportunity to move close to her. When Chiharu looks up, I don't think the expression deer in the headlights could be more abrupt. She stares up at me, eyes impossibly wide, lips trembling and cheeks like peaches. At our close proximity, my lips suddenly go dry. Chiharu. Flare? At the very moment, my phone decides to ring. We both shoot away from each other, and I don't have to look to know Chiharu's face is burning as brightly as mine. Fumbling for my phone, I curse internally upon looking at the text. This was it. This was what I was talking about earlier. Go get her, Taika. Ah, Ember is our friend. Yikes. All at once I could just piece together what Ember has been texting Chiharu. Ah, I'm going to kill Ember. What are you going to do, extinguish her? That mountain is not going to go away anytime soon. Neither I nor Chiharu can bear to look at each other, both incredibly blushed. Though at least it's only my face that's burning up. Even the tips of Chiharu's toes are bright pink. I don't know if there's anything I could say to relive this situation. Aww. Chiharu? Let's get back to studying. Yeah, let's. As if approaching a scared wild animal, we inch back to a pile of books. Wild animal. Hyper aware of each other's presence. Why does Chiharu have to tell Ember about today? Of course, only Ember would think her butting in is helping. Ah, she's helping us in the ways that she knows. We end up being a lot less productive afterwards. I'm pretty sure Chiharu attempted to read a book upside down for 10 minutes straight before realizing it. She's completely out of focus. I believe the relief is mutual. Mrs. Aichawara comes out of the house. It's Unagi, thank you. Chiharu, Flare, dinner is ready. Coming, Mom. Ah. While Yagini isn't as much of a cooking enthusiast as Chiharu, she certainly knows her way around the kitchen. There's a steaming bowl in front of each of us. A vibrant selection of seaweed salad, home-pickled daikon, and kimpira gobu are served as side. I'm pretty sure I pronounced those differently in my initial playthrough of the one-end build. Additionally, there is some miso soup too. Miso soup. It's never extravagant, but it sure does warm me through with every bite. Sometimes it doesn't have to be rich and complex. It just has to be simple, with just the right amount of flavour. The food is homely and delicious. Thank you so much for the food, Mrs. Nyagani. Aw, you're too nice, Flare. I'm sure it's not as great as what Chiharu feeds you. I'm eternally thankful nonetheless. Mom! Aw, Chiharu's been feeding me and our friends a lot lately. Her skills have really improved. I guess you two really do have a lot of sweet memories surrounding food, huh? Aw. Yeah, Chiharu really likes experimenting with her food. I just happen to, be there. Don't be so coy, Flare. Chiharu is able to flourish so well with her talents because of you always being there for her. I can feel myself flustering again. I don't need to look to know Chiharu isn't faring any better. Scratching the back of my neck, I offer a sheepish smile. Well, Chiharu sure has been a very good cook since we were kids. Being a taste tester for her sure has perks. Oh ho ho ho, Chiharu truly is gifted. But don't sell your encouragement short, Flare. Do you know that Chiharu has always aspired to... seaweed. Salad was really good, Mum. Did you toast with sesame seeds? Oh yes, per your recommendation, honey. Yagini immediately turns to me, grinning. I feel so blessed. Not every parent has their kid teach them something. Whoever gets to be with Chiharu will be the luckiest person. Don't you think, Flare? Scandalized, Chiharu lets out a choke squeal. I can almost hear the steam escaping my ears in a cartoonish fashion. To avoid Yagini's pointed look, I stare down at my empty bowl, just short of burying my face in it. Yeah, Chiharu is a great person. Ah. See, Chiharu, he agrees. Wait, that's not us squeaking. I will. Desserts, yes, I will. Desserts get dessert me. I will get desserts. She sounds like an orc now. Me, desserts, yes, me. With a face so red it could put the sun to shame, Chiharu flees the dining room, tripping over herself to get into the kitchen. Ah, isn't she just adorable, Flare? This is getting way too embarrassing. For goodness sakes! Moms can be so embarrassing. I can only relate. I'm going to help Chiharu in the kitchen. Okay, dear. Feels like I just stepped into a trap. I find Chiharu standing with her hair back to the door, fussing over a tray of dessert. Wait, hold on. Does it feel like that this soundtrack has sped up? The flush is still brilliant on her neck and ears. Hey. Aww. Aww, sorry. It's okay. Cautiously, I go to stand next to her. Of course, it just turns Chiharu's blush several shades deeper. Do you need some help, Chiharu? I'll be fine. Thanks, though. No problem. Awkwardly, I lean against the counter, watching Chiharu deftly pipes custard into coax bonds? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. After a minute or so of silence, just like every other word of this game I don't know how to pronounce, Chiharu sighs, putting down the icing bag. I'm sorry about my mom. She can get so embarrassing. I think the word is passionate. It's okay. She has always been rather energetic. Yeah, with my dad still overseas, there's no one to really entertain her, so she gets a bit, more excitable than usual. Oh, I see. She just came back to visit you, right? Grateful to have a change in the conversation, Chiharu huffs out a chuckle. She wants to make sure I have everything I need. She also was asking about my choices. Huh? Choices? Yeah, after high school, I mean. Oh, what did you tell her? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I said I'm not sure yet. There's still plenty of time to decide, no? Yes, but if I'm not sure now, then how would I be sure in a couple of months' time? Besides, there are just so many things that could happen between now and graduation. And if I decide to do certain things, then I need plenty of preparations and I just... Okay, you're derailing here. Whoa now. Easy there, Chiharu. Sorry, I'm rambling, aren't I? A little, yeah. But it's okay. It's normal to be worried about your future. I guess so. At least your mum is happy that you're settled, right? Well, I'm kind of used to moving, so I'm more or less settled. Moving here was a spa of a moment for sure. But it turns out for the best. I got to meet everyone and... She turns away suddenly bashful. And I got to see you again. I'm glad too, to meet you again. Ah, the smile Chiharu gives me, very shy and pink around the edges, could light up the night. Yes, because she is like a radiating sun. A radiating heater. I am truly lucky to have met you, Chiharu. I am truly gifted. Let's go through this actually. The three of us make our way out to the front of the hall, still so stunned by Emery's declaration that we are rendered silent. Even Shizeo isn't usually her chatty self, but by the time we pass the gate, she pats her own cheeks sharply. So, I heard there's going to be a few more developments in town. Someone finally brought that construction lot in front of the apartment complex we went to. About time. It's been a hole in the ground for like the last year or so, I think. She's trying to distract us from what happened. I play along. Really? Yep. I don't know what it is, but I hope we're finally going to have a spa. Wow. I don't think it will be a spa. Oh? Yeah, the development. That's the reason why Mama is in Kamachi. I thought she was visiting you. Oh yes, but she also has a bit of work to take care of. The company has a sharehold over that development, I think. Oh, what's it gonna be? I'm not sure, but there are some complications over it. Oh? How come? I overheard Mama talking over the phone. Apparently there's some contemplations over paperwork or something. But the deal is too good to pass. Really? I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm not surprised to be honest with you guys. Oh? How come? Well, if anyone asks you this, you didn't hear it from me, alright? We all come to a start, huddled close together as Shizeo lowers her voice. Apparently, the owner she owns, or owned, the deeds to quite a few areas where the new developments are. I wasn't let in on it, but Mother wants them gone. Gone? What do you mean gone? I don't know. And I don't know why either, but there are some issues with the area, and since Mother is no longer with us, Emmy is in charge of that stuff. Long story short, the deeds were handed over to the town's development program for dirt cheap, in exchange for the authority to overlook the issues in the entire areas to be completely under our household's authority. That's... I think just generally, I think Shizeo overheard a conversation from Emery, and that's how that transpired, but also from the fact from the twins' mother would have also spoken about it as well. So I would imagine that it would either be the twins' mother or something to do with the council itself of the town of how Shizeo got that information. Or the third and more unlikely thing could be that she possessed someone of the council to be able to then exchange information with Shizeo about the area. But then again, why would Shizeo care? But then again, the girl likes to have fun, doesn't she? Ask Shizeo how she got the information. How did you know this, Shizeo? The younger owner, she averts her eyes. Something both sheepish and mischievous flickers across her expression. Why, snooping around, of course. There's no lock in the world I can't pick. Weird flex, but okay. Something about those eyes just do not get me. You know, two arrows colliding with each other. You know what, Shizeo? You are a car crash. We resume our walk. At the intersection where we had to part ways, Shizeo suddenly stops. Listen, I know you guys don't frequent there often anyway, but for now, just refrain from visiting the shrine, alright? And the mountains in general. It's one thing about the cases, but Emmy is on short fuse right now. I don't want anyone to get into trouble. Alright, Shizeo. Let us know if you need anything, okay? Yeah, we're just a call away. You guys are really nice. You know that? Alright, I'll let you know if I find out anything. Later. Bye. Take care. You know, those are kind of like the soothing too. I accompanied Chiharu for a bit longer. It seems like there's a lot on her mind, though it's not clear whether she's keen on sharing her thoughts or not. I keep my mouth shut, knowing that she would only clump up if I push her. Patiently I wait. Flare? Yeah? I didn't tell you, but the development is one of the reasons why I live here. So, what's happening here is that... Is your mother expecting you to overtake the business once she retires? That's new and unexpected. Mostly unexpected. Really? Yes. But it's not like I was trying to hide it from you or anything. Honestly, I only found out about it a few days ago. Huh? That means your mom only told you when she came to Komachi. Chiharu nods, looking uncomfortable. There's a sad curve to her lips, like she is trying to smile but can't quite do so. My heart squeezes painfully as my sweet childhood friend tries to compose herself. It's a preparation by Papa, or so Mama told me. He really wants me to take incentive in working towards the business. Her words jumble together a little, her hands twisting as she tries to put her thoughts into words. I'm supposed to accompany Mama to the sites, making assessments, evaluate. I really wish they had told me that's why. That's the reason they... The real reason they moved me here. Why was those writing in italics? My mind fills in the blanks. Once again we halt to a stop. Chiharu's entire small frame is shaking. As the sun casts its dying light over us, all I can do is hold Chiharu together, as her silent tears disappear into my shirt. My heart breaks for Chiharu, and I feel helpless for not being able to comfort her as she falls apart. But something nags at the back of my mind. Maybe that terrible day, when she was stuck in that cursed storage room. It might have nothing to do with petty bullying after all. Phone call. Who the heck could it be at this time of the evening? I mean at night. Who the heck? Groggily I feel around my nightstand, grumbling at the suddenly too bright screen. It's freaking 3 AM! Who the hell would call at such a ridiculous hour? I don't know, the one person that you said could be okay to call you at this time of the day? Of course we're gonna answer. Ah, right. Rubbing my face, I answer the phone. Chiharu? Yes, sorry, did I woke you up, huh? It's okay, what's up? Oh, I... The other side goes silent. I wait. My sleepiness slowly gets the better of me. I had a nightmare. The quiet quiver of her voice snaps me awake. I sit up, knuckles rubbing the sleep away from my eyes. Sorry, I didn't think, and you said... It's okay, don't worry about it. I wanted you to tell me, right? She doesn't answer him at first, but then Chiharu lets out the tiniest, saddest whine. Heart clenching, I clear my throat, trying to think as best as I could on how to comfort her. How are you feeling? I don't know. Another beat of silence. Scared. Ah, Chiharu, do you want to talk about it? She stops, visibly swallowing back a decline. About Jasmine. Ah. I bite back a sigh, sinking back into my bed. I'm fully awake now, staring up at the dark ceiling before I could respond. Chiharu continues, her voice still shaken, but now with a hint of melancholy. I didn't expect the club to be like this. Aren't those the same words she told me after the first club meeting? There was so much unease in her voice then. Surprise, fear, worry, and a teensy bit of panic in every line of her body. But now, even though I can't see her face. I can imagine the tight grip Chiharu must have on her phone, how her eyes, glassy with unshed tears, staring without looking at anything as she thinks about the nightmare, about what happened. Without really saying anything, Chiharu has stopped doing active investigation with the remainder of the club. I have an inkling that, with how close they are, Chiharu must have spoken to Ember. Under the pretense of busy finals, the club closes to a halt. If we do have a meeting, it's more to hang out, with the absence of Emery, to catch up about random things. Besides, Shizeo hasn't been feeling well lately, so neither Ember nor I press for it. The club stagnates a bit, but it's fine. It really is fine like this. Chiharu, it's in the name. I reply at last, my voice gentle. It draws a chuckle out of her, trembling, but a chuckle nonetheless. I suppose I did get the both of us into this, huh? It's alright. We didn't know. Why are some of these writing in italics? That's what's concerning me. Because when authors write something in a different colour or a different text or a different tone, that to me indicates that that should be something that we should be looking out for. Chiharu sucks in a small, stilted breath. I didn't expect to see her again, you know? Yeah, me too. Hold on, I just need to check something real quick. My bad. Yeah, me too. She chuckles again, sounding both sad and amused. I was worried when Papa told me that his decision, but I didn't even have the time to think about you. Hastily she adds, sorry. It's alright. I mean, you must be super busy at this point, right? And we didn't even have any contact for so long. I mean, I wouldn't blame you for not thinking about me. No! Surprised by her sudden and vehement exclamation, I blink, even though I know she can't see me. Chiharu? I remember, and I missed you. The confession strikes me right in the heart. I freeze. Unable to respond, I can only wait for Chiharu to continue, if she would continue. We remembered when I got back, though, but the first thing I did, I visited your place. You did? Her breath hitches, but bravely, Chiharu barrels on. Yeah, Inhaling raspberry, Chiharu mumbles for a few startling moments before continuing. I didn't even plan for it. I was just wandering around town and my foot just took me there. Chiharu? My grandpa wouldn't have been there when she visited. He passed away months before Chiharu arrived. The funeral was a private affair. We didn't even involve a shrine. As per his will. Ah, Chiharu's quiet snuffle on the other side snaps my attention back to her. I'm glad we got to meet again, though, Flare. I'm really glad. Same here, Chiharu. Same here. Ah. I'm so glad I decided to revisit her route. Because I think in the second half of her route, she is definitely more developed as a character. The silence this time is welcomed. I don't know which one of us fell asleep first. The call lasts through the whole night, and I wake up with my phone still clutched in my hand. Now that we are no longer separated, I promise, I'll protect your smile for as long as I can, Chiharu. Chapter 3. This route in comparison to the other routes is a bit of an anomaly, a very good anomaly, but an anomaly nonetheless. Talk about Shizeo? And now to bite the bullet with this section. Every Shizeo fan dream. Getting to this point, I believe we need to choose both Chiharu options and Emery options when they're available. So, Choosing your route for Chiharu while at the same time choosing Emery for, let's say, going into the storage room and then they're siding with Emery later on in the game. Like, I definitely know that choosing Emery to go to the storage room is one of the catalysts. But I'd rather have the good ending last, so try Chiharu's door. I rush over to Chiharu's room, but that door won't budge no matter how I shake the knob or even when I shoulder it with all my strength. Dread fills all my senses. This is just like that time at school, back in the storage room. Yikes. Heart clenching painfully, I bang on the door. Her door more urgently. Chiharu, Chiharu, please open up. Silence. Chiharu, please. Please be okay. My eyes sting. I shouldn't have just turned down Shazay and left like that. I should have stayed. If I did, maybe none of this would have happened. What do you mean? If anything happens to Chiharu, if anything happens to her, I don't think I can live with myself. I didn't even realise when my eyes blow with tears. Chiharu, please open the door. Please? Flare? My entire body sags upon relief when hearing her voice. Oh, I don't think you're going to be too comfortable. Chiharu? Chiharu, you okay? Can you open the door? Alright. There are some movements inside. A click, and then the door slowly creaks open. Huh, she must have locked it on the inside. No light comes out. And no sign of Chiharu either. Poor girl, she must have been terrified with the commotion. Or something like that. Or drugged by Shizeo. That thought brings another wave of alarm through me. Chiharu, I'm coming in. Oh. Blinking, my sight adjusts to the darkness. Aside from the rumpled beds and scattered clothes on the floor, the room is empty. That is until the door swings closed behind me. Startled, I jump and spin around on my heels, coming face to face with a disheveled Chiharu. Eyes glassy and face frozen in a twisted expression. I can only imagine how she feels having been in there alone with everything going on. Oh god, Chiharu, you scared me there. Flare, main character. This situation is going to go deeply south in a minute. Chiharu, we have to get out of here. I know you're scared, but something weird is going on. So something happened with Ember, and I think Shizeo... Chiharu's head snaps up at the mention of Shizeo's name. Holy Christ, look at that. That is the face of someone who is going to kill. Grr. Oh no. Why though? What have we done? A searing pain spread across my abdomen. Shocked, I stumbled backwards. In the darkness, I could barely make out of the dark shape sticking out of my stomach. Chiharu has stabbed me. Both shock and pain bring me to my knees. Chiharu? Why? My friend, my beloved childhood friend, staggers over. The ever-present light in her eyes is lost, replaced by something that I cannot recognize. Bro, that bro, no, cannot. That bro cannot have you. Ah! Suddenly she pins me down, twisting the knife in my stomach. Grr. I choke on my own spit and blood. If I can't... That is an evil laugh. With a scream, Chiharu pulls out the knife, stabbing me repeatedly despite my helplessness, screaming and begging her to stop. If I can't have you, then no one else can. Gosh. That, folks, is what we call a yandere. Each blood-curdling shout is punctured with a wet stab. Why? Why has it come to this? Chiharu. Chiharu. I am... sorry. Chiharu, I promise you, after the night ends, laughing will be the last thing that you'll be doing. Great. That is what you would call, folks, the bad end. So let's see what happens if we try and break Emery's door rather than Chiharu's door, okay? Try Emery's door. Emery, maybe Emery can help. I bang my fists on the door. Emery, open up! Something happened! Your sister, Ember, please, Emery! The door remains eerily silent inside. A chill runs down my spine. Emery couldn't have been so tired that she is out cold, could she? What Ember said echoes in my head. Could it be that Shizeo spiked our drinks? But why was I spared? Because she feels for you. Or maybe the effects only come later. What the hell, do you think I'm going to try Chiharu's door again? After what we saw there? Nah, fam. Run after Ember and Shizeo. I glance at Chiharu's door, heart thundering in my chest. Shizeo probably hasn't been able to get inside yet. Thanks to Ember of all people, it's no use trying to get her to open the door now. She'll just get hurt. The commotion Ember and Shizeo are creating is loud. I can only hope that either Chiharu or Emery has called for help. My phone is in my room, which is now a gaping hole in my wall. Terrified, I decide to take a peek. And of course, this is something which we are all too familiar with now, but was not explained in one end, which I'm very grateful that it was not explained in one end. In their struggle, Shizeo and Ember have broken through the window as well. They are now circling each other at the back of the villa. Patches of well-groomed grass are missing, and the flower beds in pieces. There is a strange, wavy blade in Shizeo's hand, and Ember looks even more horrifying under the moonlight. She is more beast than human now. Eyes glowing like pits of hell. But Ember, she tried to protect Chiharu. Us, right? Give it up, you mutt. You're no better than I am. You leave him out of this. So, like in Ember's good ending, she's trying to protect us here as well. Her tone garbed with a mouthful of sharp canines. Ember growls, hackles raised. Suddenly found a new moral code, haven't we? Please, who are you kidding? You killed all those people. What difference does 3 more make? Wait. What? I stagger backwards, my heart stops, and then jackhammers in my chest. Killed all those people? She didn't mean... Oh god. Feeling sick to my stomach, I kneel over and dry heave onto the ruined floor. Ember's roar turns my whole body to jelly. You used me. She lashes out fast as lightning with all the rage behind her strikes. Despite having been marginally smaller and weaker, Shizeo is nimble on her feet, dodging, retaliating with her curved sword. Still, even with her barbed tongue, she is fighting on the defensive, clearly unable to overcome Ember's pure strength. What is she playing at? Please, don't play the victim here. Ember lunges at her. Shizeo dodges, using the momentum to roll herself into the trees. Enough of your games. I can. Ooh, her glowing eyes widen, her head swivering from left to right frantically. Why can't I smell you? Shizeo's giggles raise goosebumps along my skin, echoing in the darkness. I have to give you credit, so I knew the poisons won't take effect immediately, but I didn't think I would have to rile you up so much. Ember stumbles, growling. Then again, you disappoint me. What was it about keeping an eye on me, about protecting your precious Chiharu? Fighting the bile rise in my throat, I shout. What did you do, Chiharu? As she has only noticed me now, Ember heads whips around, panic rising in her infernal eyes. Flare, no, you can't be here. You take Chiharu and ye... A shadow arcs under moonlight. Metal gleams faster than the eyes could see. Up, run! I scream as the blade pierces Ember's back and protrudes through her chest. The hollow breath she sucks in would haunt me for the rest of my life. Ember pitches forward, Chiharu pushing the blade deeper. Streams of maniacal laughter ring in my ears. Don't think you'll be laughing for too long, you demon. And then there's that as well. A bolt of light flies overhead, striking Chiharu through her heart. Her flesh sizzles when it burns though, and she collapses on top of Ember's twitching body dead. Turning around so fast I almost dislocate my neck, I see Emery lean against the wall, a bow made of the same white light clutched in her hand. Emery is disheveled, sweaty with hair sticking out of every direction. Spittle stains gather around her mouth. Emery's knees give out as she would have fallen to the floor if I didn't scramble over to catch her. With Emery trembling in my arms and the dead, glassy eyes of our former friend staring at us, Emery finally catches up to the shock, and I feel my whole body giving out. Oh dear. 3 years later. Ah, Chiharu's alive, lovely. Flare, hurry up or you'll miss the train. Ah, coming. Ah, that's such an adorable CG of Chiharu. And she looks also more mature. I run down the stairs of our shared loft, hastily combing out my hair. The train is due to leave soon, so I wouldn't be able to help Chiharu open the shop today. The bakery. As per her morning tradition, she presses a bento box into my hands, but this time with additional paper bearing our pastry's logo. Here, I picked all of her favourites. Remember to say hi for me? Of course. I'll be back by 11. Don't wait up. Call me if you need anything, okay? So in this case, she's not Yandere. We exchange a kiss and goodbyes and then hurry along to the station. 3 years have gone by in a flash. We're in a different city now, and I am now proud to say we are pretty settled so far. The pastorers have been doing great, just as Chiharu has hoped, and my study has been chugging along as well. Her parents, well her mum anyway, has helped immensely for this to happen, and we can't be any more grateful. It has been quick to fall into a familiar routine. I help Chiharu open the shop in the morning, go to class, come back for lunch, stand in for her break, back to class again, then go home to help close the shop. I almost help her with managing the finances and occasionally pitching a few new ideas. During breaks, we go sightseeing sometimes, or treat ourselves for a job well done with a fancy dinner. We also visit our families. Neither side live close by anymore, or join in on some local activities. It is a normal, quiet life, a bit busy most of the time, but the hustle and bustle of the city is welcomed, just the way we want it. The only day that strays from a pattern would be today, and the same day the year before that, and the year before that. A Pario? What? So this is like, probably like an ad or something? Apario is the story of a soldier killed by aliens researching the evolution of war. He is joined by others from different time periods, trapped on a foreign planet. With no way to leave and no way to die, his only known means of escape is to win every war. So that's like an, yeah, it's an ad. Skip ads. I try not to think too hard on it. But once I settle myself on the train, even the blaring music from my headphones can't drown the thoughts away. We found Chiharu passed out in her own vomit that night in her room. Chiharu spiked all of our drinks, with the exception of mine. Emery, thanks to her instinct, has been fighting sleep ever since she retired. She retired? But was trapped in a lucid state. The commotion outside and my pounding on her door helped her wake up. Emery forced herself to regurgitate the drugs just in time to put a stop to Chiharu's rampage. The aftermath? Well, to this day, I still don't know how I feel about it. So, Emery retired from being a priestess then? After coming down from the heights of fear and shock, we agree that Chiharu should be spared of the truth. In death, Emery's beastly forms disappeared, melted into the night. It was convenient, easier for Emery to come up with a cover story. How cold and precise she handled the situation, despite just having put down her own sister, still chills me to the core of this day. It was a party gone wrong. Chiharu was the one to blame. She smuggled a collection of drugs onto the island and spiked our drinks. I was luckily spared because I didn't ingest as much as the others did. I thought you said she didn't spike you, and now she says she didn't spike you as much, or you didn't drink all of your alcoholic beverage, or she put a fewer amount in it. Thinking that I was aidled, Chiharu made a move on me at night, to which I declined. Ember, who happened to be up at the time, was nursing her apparent headache. High and humiliated, Chiharu provoked Ember, and the two traded blows. It escalated for the worse when Chiharu grabbed her blade. Emery and I tried to stop them, but both of us were still weak from the drugs. By the time we could even come near them, it was too late. It had been easy to blame it all on Chiharu. It wasn't too much to watch Emery meddle with the crime scene to make sure our statements were in check out. After we left the island for the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to speak to Emery. How could I, when I watched her kill her sister in cold blood? When she told me to lie to the police, and when I was so scared of her, I thought she would kill Chiharu and I too if I didn't comply. But time comes with acceptance, and acceptance comes with certain realizations. There is no way. We couldn't just tell the police that Ember turned herself into a werewolf and Chiharu was killed by a lightning arrow. With how deranged and ferocious Chiharu had been, if Emery didn't act on it, we probably would have all died. You know what, Chiharu? Even in death, you are still an arse. Sounds like excuses to me. Another abnormal thing. If there being excuses makes my life easier, then I would gladly take it. A sheep you are always. I can see her. Whenever I'm not with another person I know, she speaks to me occasionally, or sometimes she would just smirk at me, mockingly, because she knows the truth. But we can't see your face, but we definitely do know that you are there. Someone put you on 5% transparency. At least a sheep doesn't kill people. I can't decide if she is haunting me or just a figment of my imagination. She appears more frequently as the anniversary of death approaches each year, and she would seem a bit more tangible, like if I reached out, I could touch her. Truly. But have you asked yourself, if you stayed at night, no one would have come to harm? Are you truly as innocent as they make you out to be? What do you mean if I stayed that night? What on earth are you saying? What are you referring to? That's really bizarre. She became a part of my normal life shortly after I left town. Nobody Emery knows about her, and even Emery cannot see her, even with her ethereal abilities. Every day. She reclines back to the seat opposite mine, as if she is really there, sharing this uncomfortable trip back to the accursed town where it all began. I guess it's for the best. Excuses or not, it is all for the best. And that, folks, is Chiharu's good ending. Hey! Chiharu's good end unlocked. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing that pops up when you get to the end of a good ending. A little card that says you unlocked the ending. Credits. Ah. Yeah, so before getting to the island, I think that is the most proportionate amount of story that we have of Chiharu. Seeing somebody at their weakest point. Well, not weakest point, but at their most vulnerable. When they're sharing you a lot. The midnight phone call, and while studying in Chiharu's garden. Those were the times I think were the most impactful parts of Chiharu's story arc. But even with that in tow, out of all four characters, I would say that she is still the weakest when it comes to her story. And I think it's primarily because of her relationship with the main characters. Like, she's the only character that was attuned with the main character, so therefore there was not as much to share because they always share so much in common, share so many memories. But it doesn't reflect to the player as much as it normally would if, let's say, if they didn't know each other, and therefore there would be a lot of expansiveness throughout both the MC's and Chiharu's past and their current state. Like, I think racing between past, present, past, present, past, present, not always, but always referring to the past at some point, really builds a character. And without that past part of Chiharu, I feel like she is missing a lot of integrity, that the other three characters have. Not strongly with Ember, but she still has a bit of integrity with her past. So folks, my task now is to completely dismantle this game to find out Shizao's good end. And owning this game for about 3 days now, like, I spent the first day just looking through all the different routes in the game, including Shizao's, for a good amount of time, stumbling upon Ember's bad end there, and then also discovering another Ember bad end in her route, and even her happy ending wasn't that pleasing. I'm guessing that because of the atrocities that she committed, I think the developers decided to not give her a happy ending that both the fans would really love, the fans of Ember, but also something that Ember herself would want. But even though it wasn't an entirely happy ending, at least she got to be with a person that she has opened her heart with. Emery is definitely one that I think has the most expansiveness of her shell. Emery was once a caged individual, but with the openness and expansiveness of the MC towards her, Emery finally decided that, you know, I trust this character, I trust him. He's opened a lot about himself to me, and so therefore I should try and break the crevice, or break the iceberg to then turn into a crevice. Again, a lot of stuff that I am rambling on about now isn't scripted. Despite me being somebody who talks a lot, I don't script these videos simply because I don't know what's going on. Like, the scripted stuff only comes when I've absorbed everything and tried to make my own concrete theories about the game. I've got a very basic idea of what I want to do in the future, and basically I want to do a timeline of all the different events that have transpired in this game, along with, and I'm going to say along with, independent character reviews of the game. So a video for Chiharu, a video of Ember, a video of Shizao, and a video of Emery. I want to do a deep discussion about all four characters, along with a timeline of all the different events that goes on throughout the story, including the very earliest mentioned date of when the demon was discovered, when the demon entered the real realm, and how it was I've already said discovered, but how it was stopped. Like, we knew that a priest that was Shizao's and Emery's ancestor came along and stopped the curse from haunting other people's lives by building a shrine near the mountains where the demon was sealed. But unfortunately, because of how things go along, Shizao in this way, in this game, is the antagonist. Like, if it wasn't for Shizao's axe, then the curse would never be released, the seal wouldn't be broken. But as she says, a girl's gotta have fun. And if her way of fun is causing chaos and death throughout the world, then unfortunately, that's her inner demons to sort out. But I just want to present that if I don't present a part 11 by the time these videos are released, then It just goes to show how hard Chiharu's good end route is. And I think there is only one possible combination that could work out of the 50 or so plus choices you have throughout the game. But revisiting Chiharu's route has been enlightening, in more than one way. Recapping the events of one end, but also at the same time it has some minor tweaks into it which I really appreciate. But thank you all so much for watching, folks, and see you all in the next time in Chiharu's Good End. I was expecting this difficulty with the elusive secret route, but what would happen after acquiring Chiharu's Good End? Because I was noticing this when I click New Game, I go to know, we have here a progress bar. So what would happen if we get Chiharu's DS as well? That could be something. These 4 endings could be a requirement for the secret route to be unlocked. But that's just my hypothesis. But thank you all so much for watching, guys, and take care of yourselves.